So we're back on the River Ayr fishing today. Going to be fly fishing for salmon. I've actually got my double-handed rod. Going to try that. I've tried the single-handed rod half a dozen times or something the last few times I've been out, but we haven't had any fish. Sometimes it's hard to christen a new rod, but touch wood, this salmon rod's old faithful. The one I'm going to use today, it's an old style Hardy rod. I think it's Hardy Graphite it's called. It was 12'6". It's I think 8 or a 9 weight. It's got a good lot of stopping power and it's a great rod. So we'll be using that and a floating line and a 5-foot poly leader sink tip thing and size 6 flies because the river's up a bit. Should be a good height today for salmon fishing. Only thing is it keeps raining. I mean, it's currently not raining at the moment, but we've had heavy rain for about the last 2 or 3 hours. So looking at the river, not quite there yet, but it looks like it's dirtying up a wee bit. I think it still should be fishable, but I don't know what the score is, whether it's rising or dropping. It's roughly about 1.5 to 2 feet above the normal summer level. So fingers crossed it should be good for this bit I'm going to fly fish today. As usual, we'll just have to try our best and see how we get on. Be nice to catch a fish though, salmon, because been out quite a few times now and haven't even seen a fish. Well, the last time I saw 2 or 3, but before that, I mean, I was out and out and out and never saw anything. Never had a pull, not even catching trout hardly. So anyway, that's the introduction. I'm going to tackle up and then I'll show you the river. So as you can see, the water looks quite good. There's a wee bit colour to it, maybe slightly more than I would have liked, but ho hum. Right, so the flies for today, going to try this one, a blue body with a bit of sparkle and a black and brown hackle. And we're going to try this one on the end. That's the fly I caught the 9-pound salmon on last year here. Kind of alley shrimp thing with a sparkly tail and a bit of copper in it as well. So we'll give that a go and fingers crossed might see some fish, I don't know. Oh, there's something. Leaf or something somewhere. Oh, well, that was a fish. certainly a lot easier to cast with a double-handed rod. Planes are never far away here, that's for sure. Lovely view on this. Oh, bloody cormorant. Great. God, gave me a shock. Didn't know what the hell that was there. At least it didn't get tangled in the line. Jesus. Don't need them in the river eating all the trout and salmon pond and grilse. So I'm just fishing this rundown a few casts before I take a step, just to make sure I've covered any fish that might be there. There's something splashing close in. I don't know if that was just the water or whether that was a fish. Should always regularly check your flies to make sure stuff like this hasn't happened. They got tangled. So both flies were tangled up. Sound I should be getting good movement from the flies. There's a good flow of water there, and I mean it is cloudy, but it's not too bad. Might have to put my rain jacket on in a minute. I think the rain's coming again. I know the casting's not perfect, but I haven't been out much with a double-handed rod recently. I think this is the first time this year, I think. Maybe one other time, but a wee bit out of practice with the casting. To be honest, as long as you can get the line across the river, that's all that really matters. I do have a sinking line for this rod, but it's a lot harder to cast than what the floating line is. I mean, it could just be technique. I do take that on board, but I find the sinking line quite a lot harder. So no fish, or no sign of any fish yet. Often you don't know you've got a fish until you get the pull and then it's on and it gives you a big shock. Hopefully today that might happen. I don't know. When it's only 31st of July, so I mean it's pretty early in the salmon season, but there should be some fish running. A good, oh, a wee knock or something. Maybe a leaf. Try it again. Yeah, because we've had a good level of water the last couple of weeks. Well, I think a lot of the fish will have zoomed on through up to the top, but now the water isn't dropping quite so fast. You'd hope they maybe hang around a wee bit longer. To be honest, even a wee grouse would be nice, something that's fresh, bar a silver. So as you can see, the water looks amazing, but fished this run through a few times and we haven't had any fish, haven't seen any fish. I did hear a tail slap though, I didn't see it further down. So anyway, I think I'm going to move down to the next pool, try the tail end of this bit. Never had a salmon there, but always looks good. So we'll try there, and there's a couple other places we'll try, then we'll try here once more on the way back, and then that will probably do. So this run certainly looks, well, this tail end certainly looks good. Good bit of flow coming down the river here, so keep the flies moving. Not too quick though, just enough to keep them moving. Good a chance as anywhere, I suppose. I mean, it certainly looks good. Just have to watch if you got a fish and it took you down the way. If you went beyond those rapids, you'd have to try and hold it and get it back. Otherwise, you'd end up losing it in the trees. And I've got, I think it's 14-pound nylon as the leader. It's extra thin stuff, low diameter fishing line, so it's about the thickness of 8 pound, but it's actually, I'm sure it was 14 or 12 or something, so it should be more than strong enough. Certainly no let up on the rain, that's for sure. Seems to be getting heavier if anything. I thought it was tangled, but it's not. Don't know whether you can see the fly in the water there very easily, but it looks really good. Good movement on it. Yeah, I quite like this bit when the water's at this height. Just the right speed to bring the fly round. Very good cast that. Now we needed some fish. At least if there was a running fish here and it was near the surface, tailing or swirling, you'd probably see it because it's quite still water. Certainly pretty wet with this rain, but at least it's not cold because it's the summer. Well, meant to be summer. Doesn't look like it, does it? So it literally hasn't stopped raining. I'm on my way down the river a bit. There's a couple of bits I want to try and fish. I did like the look of that tail end there, but I didn't have any joy on the fly. I did see a wee grouse running and splashing, but it was up the very opposite side, close in, and there's no way I could easily cast the fly there. I mean, to be honest, even with a spinner, you'd have struggled. You'd really have to be on the other bank and then reeling in, you know, pulling the fly along that side. Positive, at least I saw a fish. I mean, it wasn't very big. I mean, it could have even been a big trout, but I don't think so. I think it was a wee grouse. So anyway, move to the next spot down. I mean, the river's coming up and it is getting more dirty, it's true, but oh well, worth a try. Better than just sitting in the house all the time, even if it is wet. So I have to say, I like the look of this place. It's quite difficult with the trees behind me though to cast. And I guess you just have to drop down a bit, but it starts to get deep, so that's the thing. Have to just maybe try and time it right, maybe. Right here is quite good. Something I've noticed since I've put the stopper on my wading stick, it doesn't seem to sit so well in the powerful water. I guess it's not got the spike to dig into the bottom, but I suppose you can't have it always. Nice looking run this. Not quite figured out the casting yet over the trees. I might use it to actually do the other hand. Quite a strong pellet here. Not very good, is it? Oh well. Touch wood, at least my new waders aren't leaking. Last time I was fishing here, I discovered my waders from last year I was using were leaking. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's fishing programme. I certainly enjoyed being by the river. Doesn't look like there's going to be any salmon again today. There you go. It's only the end of July. Plenty of time left. So if you have liked the programme, feel free to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you've got any questions or want to leave comment, excuse me, feel free to leave comment underneath the video. Thanks for watching.